Please subscribe my channel. I didn't block my husband because I hated him. I blocked him because I needed space. That's what I told myself anyway. Space to breathe, space to think, space to enjoy a vacation that had already been soured by months of quiet tension. I remember standing in the airport bathroom, phone in my hand, rereading his last message. Did you land safely? It wasn't accusatory. It wasn't needy. It was just there. And somehow that made it worse. I hit block, slid my phone into my bag and told myself I'd unblock him when I got back. No harm done. The vacation was supposed to fix me. That's what my friends said. You've been married too long, one of them laughed. You need to remember who you were before him. They said it lightly, like marriage was a coat you could shrug off for a week. I didn't argue. I let them order the drinks, let them pick the excursions, let them talk about their lives and their freedom. When they asked why I wasn't responding to his messages, I smiled and said, I just need a break. No one questioned it. No one ever does when a woman says she needs space. The first few days felt intoxicating. No check-ins. No routine. No quiet expectations waiting at home. I slept in, walked along the beach with sand sticking to my calves, laughed louder than I had in years. At night, when the drinks loosened our tongues, my friends asked about my marriage. I didn't trash him. Not outright. I just told the truth, or at least the version of it that lived in my head. That he was predictable. That he didn't excite me anymore. That sometimes I wondered what my life would have been like if I'd chosen differently. They nodded, offered sympathy, told me it was normal to feel that way. I felt validated. I felt seen. Once, late at night, lying alone in the hotel bed, I almost unblocked him. My thumb hovered over his name. I wondered if he was sleeping yet, if he'd be relieved by the silence or worried by it. I told myself I'd explain everything when I got back. That this was temporary. That a strong marriage could handle a week of distance. I put the phone down and went to sleep. The flight home was uneventful. I remember feeling oddly calm, like I'd made some internal decision without fully understanding it yet. At baggage claim, I checked my phone for the first time in days. I unblocked him, expecting a flood of messages to come rushing in all at once. There were none. No missed calls. No angry texts. No relief-filled welcome home. Nothing. I told myself he was probably busy, or trying to give me the space I'd clearly asked for. I sent a simple message. I'm back. When I got home, the house felt wrong immediately. Not dirty, not damaged. Just empty in a way I wasn't used to. His shoes weren't by the door. The jacket he always hung on the chair was gone. The smell of his cologne, faint but familiar, wasn't there. I stood in the entryway longer than I want to admit, suitcase still in my hand, listening. The silence pressed in on me, heavy and unfamiliar. I walked through the room slowly. The kitchen was spotless. Too spotless. The fridge was half empty, only my things left behind. In the bedroom, his side of the closet was bare. The hangers lined up neatly like they'd never held anything at all. That's when the first real flicker of unease crept in. This didn't look like a man stepping out for groceries. It looked like a man who had planned. I called his phone. It went straight to voicemail. I called again. Same result. I told myself not to panic. People misplace phones. Batteries die. But then I noticed the small things. His toothbrush was gone. His watch wasn't on the nightstand. Even the framed photo from our anniversary trip was missing, leaving behind a clean rectangle of dust on the shelf. I sat down on the edge of the bed, my heart starting to race. I replayed the last few months in my head, searching for something obvious I might have missed. There had been no big fights. No screaming matches. Just distance. Quiet dinners. Polite conversations. Him asking how my day was. Me answering, distracted. Him reaching for me in bed and pulling his hand back when I stiffened. I thought that meant we both understood something was wrong. I hadn't considered that he might have been making decisions of his own. On the dresser where his keys used to be, there was a single envelope. My name written on the front in his careful, familiar handwriting. I stared at it for a long time before touching it, a cold realization settling in my chest. Whatever I thought this break was, whatever control I believed I had, was gone. He hadn't disappeared by accident. He had left. And somehow, in the space I thought I was creating for myself, I'd given him enough room to walk away.